All right, this is going to be a quick demo of how to speed up placing parts on the Eagle board. So what I have here on the right is the schematic for our reference design of the quadcopter. On the left I have the board file that I've created for that already, and I have my outline of my quadcopter that I've drawn here. This needs to be touched up a little bit to add space for the motors and so forth, but it's the basic shape that I'm going to go for. So we have this big pile of parts over here on the left that we need to place, and it's pretty hard to tell which parts those are and where they should end up over here. Eagle doesn't do a very good job of laying these down in any sort of kind of coherent way. And so what I'm going to show you is some tricks about how to make it a little easier to figure out what should go where on your quadcopter, right, and on your board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by laying out the motor controllers, which we have over here on the right. And we're going to assume that, starting on the left here, that this motor controller is going to be the left motor controller. This is the right motor controller, the top motor controller, and the bottom motor controller. So a lot of the action in this demo is going to be going on up here in the command line window in Eagle. So the first trick is I'm just going to start by going through and placing each of these parts. I'm going to start with the connector. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type move K1 because that's the connector for the first motor. When I do that, K1 is going to stick right to my mouse, and I said this is going to be the left one, so I'm just going to put that about where I want it to be. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to do move C7 because that's the capacitor that goes there. D1 is the diode, U6 is the MOSFET, and then R13 is the pull-up resistor for the MOSFET. And so now I sort of have pulled those 5 components out for this motor controller. And then I can go and I can repeat that for the other one, and it's much easier to type the name in here than it is to try to figure out what corresponds to which part. We can also do, I'll show you some tricks for manipulating things you'd like to be placed at an angle. So I would like to have this FTDI controller on here. I like it to be rotated by 45 degrees so it can sit along the edge here of the board. You can do that by going into Info and setting the angle here at 45 degrees. And then you can move it where you need it to. You can also type in the command line R45, and that stands for rotate 45, and then whenever you click on something it'll rotate that device by 45 degrees and you can put it where you want. So I can use that to put this FTDI at the angle I want it at, that, and then I'll just move that over here and drop it in.